corded grinders, cordless grinders, 4.5 inch, 5 inch, 7 inch, 9 inch grinders. What do they all have in common? We'll show you when we get back. I'm Tim Johnson. You're watching Shop Tool Reviews. Now this video is not about a certain tool, it's not about a certain manufacturer, it's about a process, and hopefully this process will really help you out. I've known about this for years and I took for granted that everyone else did too, but the more and more I talk to people, the more I realize they don't know, and the more I see manufacturers bragging about a certain feature that to me is really not a feature. So let's get to it. So what we see in front of us is an assortment of different angle grinders. All of these happen to be in the 4.5 or 5 inch variety. I think the Dewalt will run a 5 inch wheel, maybe one of the others, I'm not sure. Anyway, we got 4.5 inch angle grinders here. Now, one of the things they all have in common is they all run some sort of wheel, whether it be a cutting wheel, abrasive wheel, you name it, they'll all swap out to different wheels you can use for cutting, grinding, sanding, things like that, surface preparation, whatever you're doing, beveling. But another thing in common they have are spanner nuts or nuts that basically hold on the wheels, okay, the grinding wheels. Now, a lot of these tools and the tool companies claim to have tool-free blade changes. In other words, the Dewalt, you know, this is their brand new months-old grinder. And it has a little Allen key here where you can use an Allen wrench to loosen this, but it's also got knurling here around the edges of the spanner. So you're supposed to be able to grab this with your hands and be able to spin those off, and that's a big cool thing. Well, number one, nothing against the grinder, but I say kind of who cares to that. Metabo did the same thing. The Metabo grinder here years ago, they claimed to have a tool-free blade change. So their spanner nut again has knurling around the edge here where you can grab it with your fingers and spin that off. Now others have your typical spanner wrench style, and some of them have gotten clever and hidden the spanner wrenches in the handle. Now to me that's probably going to last for a little bit, and then you're going to pull it out, use it, lay it down somewhere and forget it too. And that's not the pain in the tail. The pain in the tail is you say, oh, okay, great, I've got my heart grinder here, I've got my spanner wrench in the handle, and it's gonna fit, you know, I'm gonna make that blade change, spin that off, and be good to go. And then you think, you know what, I lost my rigid spanner, but that's okay, I've got my heart spanner wrench. Oh, it doesn't fit that. And then you say, well, it'll fit my Hitachi, and no, it doesn't fit that either. Or maybe it'll fit my Craftsman. No, it doesn't. Oh, wait, it does fit that one. That's amazing. So at least the heart one fits the, by the way, I don't think the Craftsman will fit the heart, so that's pretty interesting. Well, maybe it'll fit my skill. No, it won't. So most of these spanner wrenches basically fit the spanner nut it's on, and that's it. So it really doesn't help you out a lot other than for that tool, if you remember where you left it and if you keep it in its place. Now, my point here is, any of these grinders and most any modern day grinder can be tool-free blade changes. It's very, very easy to do. Doesn't take a lot of common sense. The main thing to do is make sure you're depowering it in a cordless solution or a cordless grinder like this skill here. Make sure you remove the battery first before you're ever doing a blade change, whether you're using a spanner wrench or not. Take the battery off. Unplug it. If it's a plug-in grinder, then make sure you unplug it so there's no power going to it. And then again, most modern day grinders made in the last couple of decades have an arbor lock or a wheel lock here. So you can press that, make sure it engages, find where it locks in, and all you have to do is lock that out, grab that whole blade, whether it's a grinding wheel or a cutoff blade with your hand, and turn it. Spin that right off. You don't need knurling on the edges. You don't need a special spanner wrench. You can spin that right off, put it back on the same way, tighten it down, and it's going to be good to go. Now, I know what you're saying. You're probably saying, you know what, that wasn't tightened on all the way. That wasn't a really tight one, so let's just take the Craftsman here. We'll take the handy dandy spanner wrench out, lock out the arbor, put a good snug couple of pulls on that, so that's locked on very good. That's not coming off, okay? So now again, I'll lock out my arbor, lock out the wheel, and then grab this with my hand, give it a turn, and spin that right off. So you're able to use the leverage of the outside of that 4.5-inch wheel, and we know leverage is king, you know what I mean? That's why longer torque wrenches are easier to torque things. Again, so any grinder, and I'm saying any with an asterisk, any modern day grinder can have tool-free blade changes. You don't need any spanner wrenches. You don't need special spanner nuts on there with knurling on it. Any of these can be tool-free blade changes. Listen, take safety in your own hands. Don't listen to someone else tell you about safety. Depower the tool, take the battery out, unplug it, grab that blade with your hand, spin that off, and you're not gonna have any trouble. Hopefully that helped out a bunch of you. I know some of you are gonna be going, Tim, you idiot, I've known about that forever. Doesn't everybody know? And I'm just telling you that no, again, I meet many people who have no clue about that. So if you know about it, hey, let me know in the comments. Also, if you know of a different process, let me know in the comments. If you think this is a dumb idea, let me know in the comments. But hey, if you don't mind, if you did like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. Also the bell notification, that's gonna let you know when new videos are available that we're releasing just about every day. So make sure you keep in touch with us. Also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Have a great day and keep smiling.